Yanko try some Nyquil one time when he was sick at an event that I brought with me, and I think it scared him away from ever trying it ever again.
Oh, wow. Well, is this a pistol or what is this? They're charging down middle. You gotta love that glaive, you absolute monster. He's doing quite some damage, and he may do even more still.
That was so sexy. Just the way he stopped, he waited, he got the kill coming from alt mid, and then he just spins and goes right towards T-ramp. He gets 3 kills, and they lose absolutely nothing for it. That is beautifully set up. Madi is going to find one on device who's still lurking around mid, and Nika's going to try and work his way out, but he's been spotted, and somehow Glaive, after that amazing start, doesn't hit him at all, which is quite weird. But Caribbean comes back to clean it up.
That he does. Modi in a bit of an impossible situation. I say a bit of an impossible. It's either impossible or it's not. And apparently it's not. Modi with 2 great kills. Looking to push towards that bomb and is very recoverable at this point. A quick 1v1 and he could have it indeed. There it is. Gets the 1v1. Surely not Modi!
Holy hell. How's he done that?
How has he done that? Cheeky ace clutch.
He got so many one-on-ones though.
He did. And that is something you don't expect from Astralis.
Yeah, there's a one-on-one there. There's a one-on-one there. Next one up. I mean, he has to run the gauntlet to get that one-on-one. Obviously here. Even the device pushing down mid was a one-on-one as well.
That is crazy.
I think that was a 1 versus 4?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I think you're correct. 1v4. What a disaster for Astralis. They have 4 sport though, leaving some money on Dupree and Device.
I'm so astounded. How does that round like be so amazing to start out for Astralis?
Yeah, it looked flawless, like it could have or should have been flawless.
Yep.
And it ends up being very flawed. Full.
Extremely flawed. A plethora of flaws to end that round.
Flawed full. Why is that not a word?
Flawed full?
Yeah, that people use.
That just sounds
Because it sounds.
It does sound ridiculous.
Sounds nice.
Well, that's a nice kill with the CZ. Actually, he's trying to shoulder peek, bait out a shot. It's not going to work. He was in a tough spot while he was reloading. Zipnik's trying to hold him back and bait. He spotted the shadow and takes a shot a bit early. 45 seconds. I mean, Astralis, all things considered, has done a pretty good job bringing this into a 4-on-4 and not kind of losing too much. They still have 2 smokes. I don't think one of those is at the B bomb site. Who is that over at B, Dan? Do you guys know? It's Zipnik's, isn't it?
Number 5, so Device.
Oh, it's Device. Yeah, he just threw a smoke right now. So more delay tactics coming out. That's going to force him towards the A site. There's 2 players here. If they push through the smoke, it could be great timing for Dupree.
He's hungry for it. There it is, to jump through the smoke. Has some bullets left over. Can't find himself a target. Kirby might though. Headshot. Looking for it. 1 bullet left. And he won't connect that. Goodbye, Kirby.
That's so difficult, isn't it? He wanted any other gun but the Deagle at that point. So Astralis puts out a pretty good effort, all things considered. They're going to get 2 kills out of it, but they're going to lose the round. So Heroic almost tying up their previous round count.
That is true. Astralis on that save. And there's many options you can go for in rounds like this. Go for a stack. It depends on the team you're playing to. Some teams are... Against some teams you actually want to be somewhat proactive, and against some teams you actually just want to be very passive. If it's a team that actually struggles to create action in anti-ecos and anti-force buys, then you actually want to play really passive, because they'll kill so much time in waiting for action from you that they'll end up not having enough time. And if you bought a smoke or 2 as well, then they start to get into very desperate situations.
Yeah, I mean that could have been a very tough round considering the smoke usage from Astralis in the previous round. This time, they just don't have anything to really fight with. Stack over at A, it's the wrong area. A little bit of a firing squad. Could be huge for... Is that Madi watching the flank? Yeah.
And the thing with Astralis in this position is I feel like unless you can create some really awesome setup to like on the X's to sort of almost guarantee a kill, you just don't even want to entertain the idea of giving money away at this point for Heroic.
Yeah, I mean
So I like this.
Yeah, avoid giving over the bonus money since you have absolutely nothing.
Oh, for sure. Especially if you're playing against a team like Envious that likes to have so many Mac 10s all the time in these rounds. you definitely it makes it way less of a good decision to try and fight them because they make so much money.
Actually done a good job here. 2 kills.
Perfect, yeah.
Accent coming in. I think it's gonna.
There we go.
Yeah, that's nice.
And that's perfect because Heroic tried to force the kills and they actually get punished because they have to go so deep into a terribly disadvantageous setup. And so that's I feel like exactly how it should play out. I feel like almost.
Yeah, it's pretty good actually. You're right. So I mean, the best case scenario, I guess it's not like the best thing in the world, but the best you could have gotten at the time.
Yeah.
Nades coming out. Banana control is going to go over to no one yet. Looks like Astralis. Zipnix wants to stick around as long as that smoke is up. Some nades ringing true. Damage being exchanged, and Estag gets caught in a very awkward jump. And that also gives away the game. There's a second player just behind that wall.
But Heroic are doing the sensible thing in developing control towards top middle at the same time with presence in apartments. So that's perfect because there's a lot of teams that actually I've seen make the mistake where they try to put a lot of pressure on Banana, and in doing so they actually leave no one to actually pressure towards apps and be able to put them in a position to quickly take a top mid afterwards. And so that just gives way too much information to the CTs who can then sort of play sort of cheeky peeks towards top mid and see that you don't have it. Then they just know exactly what's going to happen.
Astralis has got to shift this in the B-bomb site. Ooh, they're going to get aggressive, are they? Oh, there's a smoke there. So Glaive just wants to play behind it, waiting for the nades to come through. But yeah, with 5 players alive, you want to have at least someone committed inside the B-bomb site. If you're playing retake over here as they are, that's when you can sometimes get unlucky. The goal perhaps to make it a 5-on-3 or a 4-on-3 before the retake begins, and this is going to just spam right through, and it's perfect. He brings Yugi down to 9 HP. Here's the boost coming in. Should get 2 kills, and it won't, but Yugi and Snappy have no HP with which to play, and basically neither does anyone else.
And there it is. Starts with the first buy run going pretty well, and I did like Heroic's effort to sort of go for the default there, but I do feel like it would be nice to see someone sort of implanted in top mid.
Yeah.
So I always like that.
Well, they did lose someone, right? So maybe they had that kind of idea.
Yeah, they lost the first player on the boost.
Towards Banana, yep.
Yeah, Banana.
Yeah, when you start getting whittled down, you just don't have all of the personnel to make everything work. This is a bit more aggressive, and this is towards the other side of the map as well. The Halls is going to get taken over quickly from Heroic. Madi leading the way. He could try and find some timing with this AK, but Caribbe's not in a position to be exposed, and that's too easy for him. The next one up. Oh, they're right in the choke point for that nade. That's quite nice. They forced him back, even going to smoke himself off. This is good stuff.
But they have to be able to deal with Kirby, and they can't just yet able to play around the smoke for the frag, and the bomb has been spotted too. So now in a 2v5, you can't enjoy or expect much from Heroic.
No, this is just a beatdown at this point. And the tough part is, I mean, much like Train, remember, Astralis got economic control very early on and just kind of ran away. That could happen again here, considering, well, I was going to say all 5 are surviving in this round, but still a very good round for Astralis to build up some money.
This is the round where Astralis will rush mid.
They've already done that once this game, Dan, surely.
I know.
Surely they don't do it again.
But it's against the fully... They know it's going to be like a full eco, so... Or, well, I mean, actually, no, it might not be a full eco. They've lost 2, and that's the second loss in a row now, isn't it? Yeah, so
it's going to be a...
So
there might be a small investment.
So full save makes a lot of sense. They can buy next round with the 3rd loss in a row. $2,400. So no mid-rush, I'm disappointed. Would have been a good round for it.
It's important to control Banana for as long as possible on a round like this, because if those numbers get around the corner to the B-bomb site, you're almost always losing. Or at least one player, maybe both your players, and then getting a plant.
Yeah.
It's just difficult.
The retake could be so costly at that point as well.
Yeah, it's so wide that it's proving a pain to deal with, quite costly. But Astralis will still have the confidence to put 4 people on the A bomb site, even though it's an eco.
It's actually quite smart to me, because the thing with Heroic is that they don't really have nades. Astralis know that they won't have nades in this round, and if Astralis have 1 man on Banana, he can easily delay with that Glaive gets a spot, he gets a smoke and a Molotov down. So, you know, something similar. Actually, he only has a flash. Okay, so he can't really hold them off. So never mind. In fact, there's frantically QQing as well. Let's see if this goes well for him. In fact, just staying out there and just facing the players trying to go for the spray down. It should still be fine because they can't smoke the cross, but... Oh, maybe not. Muddy's got the AK in hand, so... And this is exactly what you're talking about. So...
I'm very amazed that Glaive stuck around for that fight
Yeah.
after that first kill. I thought he would have just dropped off. I mean, this is a fight here. If Kirby loses this, the round is extremely dangerous. He does win it. Fortunate for him. Body now smoked off. Coming out of the smoke does get Kirby. But even if they lose this now, this is so costly for the for the Astralis side of things.
And it's just through Glaive getting greedy, and it's one of those spots where, you know, like when you're not being outcome oriented when you're suggesting that this, you know, it's not the best player in the world. And it's just because of the notion of how have you set up your team. You set up your team so that you have one guy who's playing one side of the map alone. His only objective then can be to delay and not to actually commit to a fight, because you have to get your team there. And that's the entire purpose of that player. Like, otherwise it doesn't make sense. So,
I mean, it's taken economy away. It's given them the plan.
yeah,
Very nicely done. And here's the Molotovs, where those flames are very, very powerful. Forces Yugi forward, jumping up, and the flashbang on top of it. Might have been a chance for him to win that fight against Zipnix, but that follow-up flashbang just wasn't going to let it happen.
absolutely. So this is so if you do want to fight on Banana, you do need to have 2 players there, really. And so this is working out pretty well for Astralis. They are forcing. This is kind of insane. They're winning the round entirely on Banana. It's forcing Nico to make a play towards through quad onto A. And he's going to make a play, and it's actually going to go fairly well, but still a player in pit to deal with.
Yeah, I think you heard Kiabi drop down and we'll be ready for him. Just 2 plays on the arch position. No, he's done all he can, but can Modi plant the bomb? Modi may be the best person for this situation on Heroic. 5-0 seconds on the clock. We'll go for a more forward plant. Zipex has in mind for him. Got to be careful. He's never expecting Modi in this position. 2 players on short though. That might make the difference here. How will they identify? I mean, he could get 2 kills from this position because they're not going to check for him here. They're lining up. There's 1. There's 2. Now Device, I think he's in apartments. Jumping down onto short. Modi, is he really going to do this? He's got 8 bullets, and Device continues to creep, but that bomb is really ticking. He's running the clock down. Absolutely marvelous from Modi.
Outplayed. Outplayed.
That's actually one of the coolest clutch rounds I've seen in a long time. Yeah, I mean, because you have to realize when you're in a 1-on-3 like that, like, you can't just play the clutch standard. You can't just play like smart Counter-Strike. You have to take a risk somewhere, and his risk is he throws the smoke down, he plants out in the open, and then he gets aggressive towards his smoke and walks right through it. And I mean, if at any point Astralis comes through that smoke with 3 players while he's planning and just play the trade game, he loses that. You know, if he peeks too soon, he loses that. So I mean, he takes his risks and he finds it perfectly. And that's really, really cool. A lot of things had to go in his favor, but it's about all he had a chance to do.
And that's like another way for people to think as well. Like, if you in clutches, you're thinking about how you get your 1v1s, but in that spot, it's impossible to get a 1v1. So how else do you win it? And it's like goes down Moses' thread of thought there.
I mean, it's just like, where can you find an advantage if you're Modi in that? And it's basically saying, I need to get this bomb planted because you can use it like a teammate. You could see like the attention was all on the bomb and clearing out the bomb site. Meanwhile, he's gone through the smoke.
What a ninja, what a beast. It's been really enjoyable watching Modi play with Heroic. It's been great to see him finding success and showing off how good he is still. After years and years of being at the top level, after years of struggle too, and not having the best reputation, he's managing to play through it. Heroic lining up for a B play. Could be quite successful, as Zipex is completely isolated on the bomb side at the moment. Only a Mag 10 to speak of, and already down a man. But this is the play that really saves Astralis here. Getting aggressive somewhere has worked out.
Will it save them though? Because the push is coming in and the flank is still far away. Zipex and Glaive off to a good start. There are more smokes down and flashes. Oh my god. Well, how about that then? I think he got 2 kills at the same time without aiming at either person. He was just waving like a garden hose.
That's so sick. Oh, that play from Kirby, the flank, the information gathering. 3 players at the B bomb site. Kirby coming in for the sick flank as well. That's nice.
I can't wait to see this. He killed them both at the same time.
Monty is having himself a game.
He's having a game, man.
Wow.
Monty is very, very good at Counter-Strike.
He got that ace on the pistol, obviously.
Yeah.
That 1v3 clutch.
Oh yes, the ace on the pistol, of course.
It's funny with Modi because he's obviously been around for so long. You probably don't expect to ever see him like move into a Fnatic or an NLP or into the Swedish teams from because I guess that's happened already in the past. But he is definitely very good, consistently very good.
He had like a quiet entry into CS:GO, didn't he? And then like now he's just like, oh, this is great. He's been a phenomenal player for Heroic recently. This is tough as well. Full execute for the Heroic side of things, and they've gotten no kills. They've getting hit, but it's like, where do you go from here? You have no grenades, and when the entries don't work and all the rotations are in, you just kind of get slaughtered. Nicely done from Astralis. Nicely done.
Yeah, they handled it well.
It can be a very nerve-wracking thing if you're a CT side to give up pit control to your opponents. Less so when they only have like pistols and SMGs.
Well, eco round for Heroic. I really want to see a wall of smoke at the front of B, where someone just plants in the smoke, as opposed to the Fnatic play where they try to go round raptor construction. Just like you see a wall of smoke plant on train, right, to get some money. But if you can get up banana, it is most certainly viable with the same amount of smoke grenades, but it's not something you see at the moment. Anyway, Heroic will be back on the buy, already doing better than they were on train. Let's see if Modi can continue to win rounds for them.
They've got to start getting. They've got to. I think banana control is going to be a huge thing. I mean, that's kind of an obvious statement, but they need to be able to wrestle that away from Zipnix. I think that would help them a lot, deny information. But also, you want to start punishing this economy because this is a bit of a mid-round bonus. Predicting the boost is nice. But you can see there's a UMP, there's an MP9 on the Astralis side of things. So, I mean, this is kind of like a free round for Astralis in many ways. They feel.
This is a much faster timing into top mid from Heroic as well. Really committed straight through quad. And it's not really doing much else other than that. It's going to be shut down there by Dupree. Gets himself 2, which is very crucial because Astralis is still holding on to apartments. It has been now lost. Kirby's been taken down. So maybe there is a chance after all, as Heroic are still fighting to gain control of this bomb site. The flank is going to start to be executed here. And it's Simpex, last man standing, the cleanup crew. And now he just has one more. But it's Modi. Ooh, has he spotted him? Yes, he has. Zipex with the 1v3. And now the 7-4 is the score.
Jesus, that was a brawl. Yeah, that's a really cool timing for Heroic to try and hit. That was quite nice. It's so weird though. I don't necessarily like having device with the AWP inside the bomb site. Like that's such a tough spot to make that work. But they almost make it happen. Zipmix with another big clutch going on.
That's what he does. That's who he is.
He is just a clutcher.
He is quite the clutcher. And they will walk into the spray, but they will survive with a couple players left. And that's a bomb down. That is a bomb down. And maybe a chance at winning a round here. We've seen what Modi can do. He would have to clutch again with an ace, but not to be.
Who threw that flashbang last round at the A-bomb site for? Was that Dupree who took the initial fight?
Not sure.
Okay. Yeah, that is quite a long time ago. There was a lot's happened between then and now.
Much violence has been had.
It's hard enough keeping track of my life, let alone who flashes who in on X rounds of this half.
No, that was the point I had wanted to bring up when discussing that round, and then I forgot about it. So I was just stumbling over device having an op inside the bomb site as if that was a big deal.
Moddy's on 18 kills now.
Yeah,
S tag on 1.
bit of a disparity there.
It's like, Moddy, please, give me something. Give me something. Gotta earn it, you gotta take it. With your own bare hands.
I prefer gloves. Take it posh way. With some nice gloves on.
So
Space
does OJ.
forced to back away with some flashbangs. They'll try to slow things down, but Heroic has drawn rotation, but they'll carefully clear out the top of Banana. And
That's-
KRB again.
That's good though. They've got it. They've got top mid control. The tough part is Kirby is pushing everything else.
How is he here so quickly? You never expect this. That's the bomb. All Kirby has to do is, yep, smoke it off, survive. That's what he has to do.
Oh, the HG grenade, glorious.
Ooh.
Okay.
I mean, he could even have played that more passively too. Like, there's so many options there. But he did a great job regardless.
Well, he played it well enough. Put
Yeah,
the smoke down.
he did.
I
Two
mean,
kills.
Can't ask more than that, really.
Yeah, you really can't. And I mean, look how much time he's taken away off the clock. And now look how discombobulated Heroic is. Madi is over here. And they've got 2 players, or 1 player in Banana, 1 player in mid. The tough part, the really nice part about that push is it happened when Heroic finally got Banana control. And then just those kills kind of wrestle any impact away.
But you have to say as well, like, part of it is because they over invested in trying to take Banana. They had no players towards the other side of the map, which normally you would. Like, you don't need 5 players to take Banana.
No, but it's okay to overcompensate to take Banana to a certain degree because it's not too often that you're going to have a CT side be aggressive towards A that early on.
That's true. That is very true.
You can get away with it. At least there's like a window where you can get away with it.
It's a really good point. The timing was perfect from Kirby. Very fortunate, all things considered. The round is being salvaged. Heroic able to walk into that A site, get the plant, hold off the trickle that has been the retake attempt. Now Glaive probably not really thinking of being able to win this, but perhaps he can do some additional damage as he could catch exiting T players, or maybe even catch them as they go into pit. There it is. Bursting out, finds Modi. Wow, what a recovery from Heroic. You never expect them to win a round where they get smoked off on T pit with the bomb down and lose 2 players.
This is a round where Kirby, you know, he makes that play, gets those 2 kills, he dies, he picks up his phone, he starts texting his girlfriend or something, texting his friends, and he looks up and they're losing the round, and he's just like, what just happened? Like, how did this, where did we go wrong?
That's quite the conundrum, isn't it? It's much like the round on the overpass round of NIP where they had like the perfect setup to just crush the round and then just somehow lost it. Ooh, there you go. Yugi occupied with trying to shoot debris. Devices ready. Dupree still walks out. They're still walking out.
That's such a sexy setup that they just pull off. I mean, the nade, like, instead of peeking with the flashbang, they peek with the nade. And so, while Yugi is occupied with all the nade smoke in front of him, Device gets that pick. His teammate pushes down alt mid and gets 1 kill with the M4, and Device is still covering his back because he knows the follow-up peek is going to come to punish the push, and he gets the 3rd kill. I mean, that honestly, that couldn't work out any better than the way it did.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Shut it down.
Yeah. Dupree covering timings nicely for his teammates. Although, we did just see it in the previous round, and we may see it again.
Body.
Oh my god. They
Great
made it
positioning from him.
It's a 2v2 again.
Not again.
Oh, but look at this. Kiabi has not rotated. He stayed in A. Even though I think a lot of teams are going to just go full rotate B, but this... Is he hiding in Graveyard? Yeah, he is. It's right on my screen right there.
He's right there.
He is right there. Right there. So... Oh, the time. Heroic are going to waste so much time clearing areas out. When it comes time to plant, oh boy, this going to be good. But probably not for Heroic.
And now Kirby has a good idea that he's actually done it because they can't check everything with his time left. So, and he's gone unchecked. So as soon as he hears the sound of them planting the bomb, he can win the round. There it is, finds the catch, and now he can just hide. Toying with his opponent. Very well done from Kirby. Very well done indeed.
I think the bummer as well is, again, very easy to be critical in this situation, but have the bomber drop the bomb from on top of balcony, because he can do a much better job of covering you. But I mean, really, they're fortunate even to get it and do a 2-on-2. To be completely honest, with that kind of a start, it was a 2-on-5.
Yeah.
And Astralis doesn't give those away. And this is kind of, I think, where... Yeah, I mean, it just seems like one of those off days for Astralis where they're making more mistakes than we normally see. They're a team that doesn't make a whole lot of them in those situations. This is tough, though. Look how much damage, actually, this time. Talk about overcommitting to taking banana control if you're heroic.
Oh my god.
God
Not
bless.
not a bullet fired. And look at their health.
It's just from 2 people on banana as well. It's not even 3. It's 2 dudes.
They're all looking at each other. Look, S-Tag's looking at their health. He's like, oh my god, we're all wrecked.
What do you do?
We're all wrecked.
But it's funny. It's ironic. Now they're walking away from banana after taking all that damage to take banana in the first place. Those grenades are gone now. You might as well just continue.
It's all gone wrong, boys.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
the
oh
bullets
no,
off.
there's more. There's more.
That's the highest HP player as well.
Just that moment of S-Tag just like checking everyone's health was so good. So funny.
Just one bullet anywhere. It affects those.
There we go. Oh, man.
Has Heroic even seen anyone yet
I don't
this
think
round?
so. I don't actually think There we go.
Like, between all the nade damage and the kills through the smokes, I'm not even entirely sure that they saw a single opponent that damaged him. At least 4 of them. Well, 10-5. That's not bad, all things considered. Although, to be fair, if you go back to pistol round, remember, it was Madi with an ace that won a 1-on-4. So this could have been another disaster of a half.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is just Astralis sort of, again, as the rounds sort of rack up, you start to see more and more their advantages as a team and players just coming to fruition. The more opportunities they get to show their edges, their advantages. And now it's another pistol, and again, you know, we did see that incredulous display from Modi previously. 1v4 for the ace. First pistol round. Oh dear.
That has not worked out quite the way Snappy might have expected it to. Modi with the off angle and no kills whatsoever. No
being there.
headshots. No headshots at all.
It feels bad, especially when you've got people watching you. It's like, it's like, but there is a degree of randomness, I feel like, when they're not facing you with the head hitbox.
Just feels uncomfortable.
It does. Ooh, nice snaps though. And we know not to count them out here, but that is certainly that's going to be it, isn't it? Device coming in from the back, no one expecting that. Down to 5.
And there's not there's not a whole lot for Heroic to do here now. I mean, especially there's no real way for them to recover in that run after that mid push kind of doesn't go the way they wanted. And Astralis has just done so very well in that pistol. Now you have to invest if you are Heroic. Everyone except for Yugi is getting armor. They have the upgraded pistols as well, trying to make something happen. They don't have the utility that Astralis had in their own second round. That could have made things dicey when they were able to run the clock down due to some timely smokes. So this has to be some early kills from the pistols on the Heroic side to measure the kind of aggression of Astralis, and that's a bad start.
Yeah, and the UMP is selected en masse. Interesting to see that choice made by Astralis. Very good against helmets. Oh, and we will get one cheeky frag from Snappy, but that may be all that Heroic are fortunate enough to get in this round, as they don't really have position for any additional engagements.
Yeah, I think at this point it's just hide up at the B-bomb side if you're S-Tag and Yugi.
Yeah, just keep it chill. But Yugi's on an investigation, perhaps. Or is he? Looking to find some very passive exits. And there's no incentive for Astralis to actually really chase down these remaining players. There is no incentive. Because you also cannot be... Like, if they look at the scoreboard, they could actually reasonably assume that one of the 2 players remaining, Yugi, who is their dedicated sniper, is a guy that would have invested less in this round as well. So, less to be taken away.
Yeah, I just think... No real reason to chase those down. You're going to have another round that you can be way more aggressive. I mean, they essentially just rushed into that round with some very nice nades and pop flashes and everything, so Astralis is pretty happy, all things considered.
Yeah, and the UMPs will continue to do work.
So, this round's got to be annoying for Heroic. Not much to do, not much to achieve, apart from smash and plant bots, perhaps. 4 people in the B bomb site. Ooh. I love these pop flashes on Inferno. We still haven't seen quite yet, like on old Inferno, where 1T would be facing the wall, waiting for this to come in so he could face.
You mean off to the left?
Yeah. We don't really see that at the moment on new Inferno, but I'm sure it will come back. So things are happening as they should.
Yep, it's a slaughter. Slaughter, James.
Snappy wants the P250 to pay for itself. He's being teased by the footsteps. They're actually rotating the bomb as well. This is not the first time we've seen this, but it might just be because they want to win by elimination. So why not just rotate the whole team there?
It's just kind of mean, isn't it? It's just like, just plant the bomb. For everyone involved, the viewers, for us, just plant the bomb. Get the round everywhere.
Yeah.
BM over to Heroic. Alp is out for Yugi.
Nico's got 2 kills.
He's had a rough pair of games because his train was I don't want to say abysmal, but not up to par would be a nice way.
Yeah, they only got 3 rounds as well. So, yeah.
Now that's how you take banana control. They make it look so easy, don't they? Just rush it with the UMPs.
Yeah, the UMPs are really good. Really, really awesome. And this is the cool thing about why I like how they select them, because they are so legitimately useful for so many spots. So this can look as effective as a proper 5 AK round if you know how to use them in the right spots. Because you've got all these close range engagements, spots where you want to run through a choke point.
Yeah, it just allows you to be more mobile, right, as you clear those corners. That's why they can take it so quickly. You can't really do that with AKs. Either way, here comes the execute over towards A. They wanted that pressure to rotate someone. It didn't happen. Nico took a long time, but he gets 2 kills. He's burning all the meanwhile, 17 HP. And now they should be able to deal with him. He does dink up to Pre right at the end, but the bomb is in pit and should be going down.
Well, Nico had a good round, finally, but his teammates were unable to follow up, and they are going to decide to save. So
holy cow, they didn't even move, did they?
Nope.
That sucks.
Yeah, that was just really fast, I think. It's too fast for them to...
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, everyone just died immediately. So it's like, well, I guess
Never
we're staying
mind.
here. Guess we're going to stay here.
Always like fountains. I almost broke one of my ribs climbing a fountain like that in the winter when the ice had frozen over. But it had like a metal ring that was poking out of the ice. So when I tried to climb on the 2nd tier, I slipped off and like landed rib first. But it didn't break, so that's good.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
It wasn't comfortable, no.
Do you have any horrific injury stories, Dan? I have one.
Yeah, I have quite a few, yeah.
That is impressively horrific.
How about, what's yours?
I don't know. Something tells me it's not going to be as good as I thought it was anymore. With your nervous laughter.
I don't know, man.
I was climbing a palm tree. I used to live in Florida as a young lad, and getting up to the top. I don't know how high it was, but decently high.
Yeah.
Because the palm trees have like those branches that kind of come off, but they're short. It broke.
Oh no.
And I fell all the way down, but there's those branches all the way down, so I just got like 10 like pretty deep cuts on my back. Just the whole way down.
You still got scars?
No, it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
It was. I think it was one of those injuries that was more horrific to look at than long in terms of like actual damage.
Yeah.
Because it basically just looked like I've been like 10 lashes.
Yeah.
Although those give you scars.
One thing I haven't had is lashes.
Nice.
Have you ever been in a situation where you think you reasonably could have been given lashes? I think lashes went out a long time ago.
Not common practice, exactly.
I'll tell you after when we're not on camera. Well, the CTs are all over the A site now. It's a role reversal. Well, I guess there's nothing else to talk about. Dan doesn't like to talk about his horrific injury on camera. I don't know why though. But I guess he won't say why on camera. But maybe he'll tell you off camera.
All right.
Yeah, you just don't have to divulge 100%
Well,
of the. of things from your life.
Why is this making you nervous though?
I just
What-
don't- I just
what
don't
part
like-
of the
I just-
body
I
was
just
it?
don't like the attention.
What part of the body was it? Legs, ankles, elbows?
I imagine you're referring to the one where I basically was impaled.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jesus.
through the back.
the impalement.
All right.
Yeah. So it's just not a pleasant story. So it's
Does it give you nightmares or something?
no. It's not that pleasant. Anyway,
Well, none of them are pleasant stories.
No,
That's
not
the
really.
Yeah,
point.
but think about it.
you're
Dan,
a
like,
person that talks about picking off scabs in extreme detail.
Yeah.
Just
you could be on air and you could just be like, well, I was just in London and building caught on fire and I ran in to save this girl's cat. She lived with a cat that was stuck and the floor gave out.
I got impaled by
And I
the
twisted myself to save the cat during this 3-story fall and impaled myself instead of the kid.
Maybe I could make up a story about having a fight with a juggernaut or something.
Oh,
Or
Device is
that.
on fire, and
He just
Device
didn't
is
care
dead.
at all, did he?
He did not move at all. That was very weird. Like, he literally didn't move
Maybe
even his mouth.
Maybe due to some of the sounds, like sometimes you don't like have the audio cue that your health is going down, and so if you don't actually sort of see it in the periphery, then you just die. You're just dead.
But he didn't. He just stopped moving.
Well, maybe, yeah, I guess it's I could just speculate. Because, like, there's normally a gap between those two Molotovs, right? Where you see people, like, kind of try and stand there. Maybe he thought he was in the middle. Maybe he thought a teammate was going to throw smoke and bail him out, but it just never happened.
He stopped moving like he had a food delivery. You're alright, guys. You're on fire. Device! Device! I can't believe you've done this.
What's your go-to food delivery, James?
In
I know what it is in London.
yeah, in London it's Nando's.
It's Nando's, yeah.
It's Nando's.
Nando's delivery is the best delivery
Here,
in London.
here it's either burger, which is bad, or it's rotisserie chicken, which is better.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I've said this on Twitter, so it's not exactly like a hidden thing. I think Nando's is a bit overrated.
It is a bit overrated, but the delivery is really good. As far as deliveries go.
You guys are idiots.
Yeah?
Ask Fnatic, they will disagree with you severely.
It's
Nando's
pretty
is
good.
It's good, man.
I
Good
enjoyed
chicken.
it. I just, it was sold to me as like God's gift to the earth for like a good 2 years.
Yeah.
Before I went to London for the first time.
It is a bit overhyped, but it's pretty good.
Heroic is still in this. They've got 2 AWPs on their CT side.
Oh, I love
Wow.
that. Oh, yes. The completion to completion. Not only the run boost, but the frag is offered up as well and even connected.
I respect that.
Yes. I love it when a plan comes together. I'm sure
Look
they're
at-
thinking.
Look at their response there. As soon as they go down, Astralis knows they have no one towards the B bomb, so it's just going to see what happens. There's a trade coming in. They need to take care of Pit. They need to get control of that, and Nico cannot find him. And even Snappy getting taken out, trying to be aggressive. And that might be a situation where Snappy just says, "Screw you guys, I'm going home," and just abandon the defense there. But
Astralis, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, just a great chance now for Astralis to win this.
Yeah, I felt like they were really very, very quick at understanding exactly where the CTs were on the defensive setup. That was really well done. And that's been a problem, like how quickly they've been taking this bomb site. We've seen so many rounds where heroes couldn't even have time to rotate for a retake, but dealing with these positions will be rather tough.
Oh, the smoke's not covering the bomb. He's got the angle glaive. And that is it. Yugi is... all he can do is try and make some YouTube highlights now. And there it is. So, Heroic's terrible record in this season of ECS